Politics and business met head-on Capitol Hill today, and it made for riveting theater. The issue, Apple Computer's tax practices and whether the company uses gimmicks to avoid paying its fair share. In feisty Senate testimony today, CEO Tim Cook defended Apple's practice of storing profits in overseas subsidiaries, most notably in Ireland. A Senate report says Apple's tactics helped it pay little or no tax anywhere on at least $74 billion in income over the past 4 years. Eamon Javers was there for every minute of today's contentious events and joins us now from Washington. Eamon?
Hi, Tyler. Well, we expected some fireworks, as you say, at this hearing today. What we didn't expect is that we would get those fireworks before Tim Cook even began to testify. There was a dispute here between Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky and Senator Carl Levin, the chairman of this committee. Rand Paul said that he didn't even think this hearing should have been called in the first place. Take a listen.
Frankly, I'm offended by the tone and tenor of this hearing. I'm offended by a $4 trillion government bullying, berating, and badgering one of America's greatest success stories. If anyone should be on trial here, it should be Congress. I frankly think the committee should apologize to Apple. I think that the Congress should be on trial here for creating a bizarre and Byzantine tax code.
Senator Paul, you're of course free to apologize if you wish. You can apologize to anyone you want. This subcommittee is not going to apologize to Apple. We did not drag them in front of this subcommittee.
So you see Carl Levin not in the mood there to apologize to Apple. And in fact, he did not apologize to Apple. Instead, he drilled down on some very specific and at times uncomfortable questions for the Apple executives who were there, including Tim Cook. Take a listen to that.
You point out, and accurately so, Mr. Cook, that 95% of the creativity that goes into those products is in California, but 2/3 of the profits are in Ireland. And you've made a decision, which you have a right to do, not to bring that money home.
Senator, we're proud that all of our R&D, or the vast majority of it, is in the United States.
I know, but the profits that result from it are sitting in Ireland in a corporations that you control that don't pay taxes. You ought to be proud.
So some tense moments there, tense moments between these senators. And Tyler, politically an interesting moment here was when Senator John McCain had to jump in and sort of leap to the defense of Carl Levin here, his Democratic colleague. John McCain, of course, a Republican former presidential candidate. Tyler.
All right, Eamon, it's Susie here. You know, a lot of tough conversation back and forth. How do you think Apple came out through all of this, and Tim Cook in particular? Do you think Apple's reputation was hurt by this hearing today?
Susie, I don't. I think that there was less damage done here to Apple than a lot of folks in Washington expected, particularly given the tough revelations in that Senate report that came out last night. The Senate report said that Apple had actually created 3 companies around the world that were not legal tax residents of any country anywhere in the world. That was the first time these Senate investigators had ever seen anything like that. Given that Senate report, Apple came off pretty light today. A lot of people were heaping praise on the company and holding up their iPhones and saying how great they thought iPhone was.
Fascinating hearing to watch. Thank you so much, Eamon. Eamon Javers reporting from Washington.